Now, let us understand universal law of gravitation. Newton observed an apple falling from the tree, and this inspired him to arrive on the universal law of gravitation. Moon revolves in an orbit of radius rm. It is subjected to a centripetal acceleration, that is am, due to Earth's gravity of magnitude am equals to v square by rm equals to 4 pi square rm upon t square, where v is the speed of the moon related to the time period t by the relation v equals to 2 pi rm by t. The time period t is given about 27.3 days, and rm is already known to be 3.84 into 10 ki power 8 meter. If we substitute these numbers in equation am equals to 4 pi rm upon t square, we get am equals to 0.002138 and so on meter per second square, much smaller than the value of acceleration due to gravity g on the surface of Earth. This clearly shows that the acceleration due to Earth's gravity decreases with distance, meaning force due to Earth's gravity decreases with distance. If one assumes that gravitational force due to Earth decreases in proportion to the inverse of square of distance from the Earth, then we will have am proportional to 1 by rm square, that is g proportional to 1 by re square, and we get g by am equals to rm square upon re square, approximately equals to 3600. In agreement with the value of g equals to 9.8 meter per second square, the value of am equals to 0.002138. From equation am equals to 4 pi rm upon t square. This shows that the assumption is valid, so Newton proposed the universal law of gravitation. Universal law of gravitation says every body in the universe attract each other by the force F, which is directly proportional to product of masses m1, m2 and inversely proportional to square of distance r between them. Stated mathematically, Newton's law of gravitation reads the force F on point of mass m2 due to another mass m1 with position vector r2 and r1 respectively. Here you can see gravitation force on m1 due to m2 is along r21, which is the vector r21 is r2 minus r1. According to the law, we have F proportional to m1 m2 and F inversely proportional to r square, where mod F represents the magnitude of force F. Modulus of F equals to g m1 m2 upon r square. In vector form, F21 equals to g m1 m2 upon r square into minus of r21 cap, where F21 equals to force exerted on body 2 due to body 1. Continuing further, we get minus g m1 m2 upon r square upon r21 cap, that is minus g m1 m2 upon mod r cube r21 cap. Here g is the universal constant. Now let's understand it for collection of point masses. If we have number of point masses, then force on each one of them is the vector summation of gravitational force exerted by it on the another point mass. You can see here on the mass m1, F21, F13 and F14 are the forces applied by the point masses. Gravitational force on point mass m1 is the vector sum of gravitational force exerted by m1 by m2, m3 and n4. Using the previous equations, we can say force on 1 due to 2 is F12 equals to g m1 m2 upon modulus of r12 square minus of r12 cap. Force on 1 due to 3 equals to g m1 m3 upon modulus of r13 whole square into minus of r13 cap. Force on 1 due to 4 equals to g m1 m4 upon modulus of r14 square into minus of R14 cap. Hence, the total force on M1 is given as F1 equals to Gm1 M2 upon modulus of R12 whole square minus of R12 cap plus Gm1 M3 upon R13 whole square into minus of R13 cap plus Gm1 M4 upon modulus of R14 whole square into minus of R14 cap. Note that force of attraction between a hollow spherical cylinder of uniform density and a point mass situated outside is just as if the entire mass of the shell is concentrated at the center of the shell. Gravitational force caused by various regions of the shell have component along the line joining the point mass to the center as well as along the direction perpendicular to this line. The component perpendicular to this line cancels out when summing up all over the region of the shell leaves only the resultant force along the line joining these points to the center. The magnitude of force works out to be stated above. The force of attraction due to hollow spherical shell of uniform density on the point mass situated inside it is 0.